Alright, so in this part of the video we're going to do the mini stuff, because, why the hell not? Here's a few parts. We've got the correct fuel hose. I bought more, I'm sure I've got some in the garage somewhere, but I bought some more with some clamps. We've got the bolts instead, or I don't know what you actually call them now. We've got the threaded rods, or threaded nut things that go in the back where the spacer goes. You can use bolts, but when you use the spacers, you use these bad boys. And then we've obviously got the spacer block. Crucial, and again, thank you to Mini Shorts for telling me and advising me that this is supposed to be on there. Let's give you 2 gaskets for that. Look at that, that's pretty cool. See, finally a company that does things right. So we're going to take the pump back off, slap all this crap back on, and then we're going to run the correct fuel line. At least just a short part of it for now, so we can run a bottle of fuel in the front, or a fuel tank in the front for now whilst we test everything. And then obviously further down the line we're going to run the short line off the back of the carb into the bigger line that technically goes to the back of the car, etc, etc, because there's 2 different size lines, so it turns out. Who'd have thought? Alright, let's get those buggers on. So same as last time, except for it's kind of reverse. We're going to be unbolting that. I think it was a 12 from memory. Get those 2 bolts off on either side, absolute nightmares, and then we're going to be basically, as you can gather, slotting this bad boy in the middle of it with a gasket on either side. I do have, here he is over there, the other gasket that came with the fuel pump, and there's 2, so it should have been a bit of a hint, but again, at least they should have put, make sure you put a spacer in there, etc, etc, because obviously when I bought this car it had a blank, so I wouldn't have known. And being used to 300 TDIs back in the day, the old Landies used to fit these spacer blocks as like a sort of afterthought to make sure that the arm didn't wear so much, but you didn't need them, so I assumed it was the same. Silly professional Bodger. Anyway, get those bolts off, and then we're going to thread these buggers in, and then we'll come back to it before we slot this in. Alright, so Mr. Pump is back out, as we can see. Luckily I didn't start it, so no damage. If you do start it, apparently this will snap off on the back of the cam, go in and smash everything, so be warned. Anyway, we've got spacer block, luckily a couple of gaskets with it. There's the one that come off, that one's okay, but the other one that come off over here, next to my trusty knife, is, I have it screwed. Anyway, we're going to thread these buggers in next. As for which way, I've got to figure that out. I'm going to guess short thread first. I don't think it really matters, but yeah, probably short thread, so that metal sort of spacer in the middle of it, or the bit with no thread, so this will sit. So yeah, let's thread these buggers in, and then we're going to slot that back on, so effectively it goes like that on there, and then adds enough space for this apparently to not rip off. Perfect. Alright, let's thread these things in. There we go, as you can see, threads are in. Make sure they're as tight as I can get them in, and then the paper gasket's on, so we're going to stick on the spacer. Highly doubt I'm going to film this at the same time, or we'll have a crack. Why not? Is it that way? Oh, I can tell I'm not the most amount of room here. Don't get blurry. Don't get blurry. You asshole. There we go, we can catch up before it gets too blurry. It doesn't like my hand being in there, so yeah, base is on. And then yeah, slot this bugger on, and then get the bolts on the back. Dead easy. Let's see what it looks like after. Alright, there we go. So I know it's a bit of a rinse and repeat video. You get them. There it is with the spacer block installed. I will say, there is a little couple of caveats. One, the originals, 11mm. The replacement ones, not 11mm, they were 13s. Of course they were, why not? And there wasn't enough room to refit, or at least fit these locking whatever jiggies in there, so yeah, just trying the hell out of it. I highly doubt it'll undo itself, but it's going to be something in the future I'm going to have to keep track on maintenance wise, make sure I check it's not leaking every now and again, and go from there. So yeah, nice and easy. This means the Mini now will hopefully run. I mean, actually, hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. I've actually got to stick on the fuel line. Let's just do that real quick. Alright, there we go. As you can see, fuel line is on, and it comes round and up to here. So we'll ask any Mini specialists or Mini Shorts, you seem to be rescuing me all the time, how close can that fuel line go to that manifold? And is there a particular way to run it? I mean, I'm assuming you could probably, that's why I've done a bit more than I need, put this up here a bit, but obviously you don't want too many kinks in this. There must be some kind of way, or put some shielding or something on there to protect it from that hot manifold, because that fell on there. Eventually that would be Fire City, right? Yeah, let me know in the comment section what's the best way to run that fuel line. Yeah, so we can make sure this is nice and safe. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. So the other side is just a short piece, and that would normally feed then into the metal line, which is down there. You can just kind of see it. Well, it's behind on the left side. But yeah, it would normally go in there. But for now, we're going to be running this into a little bottle just over here. So once we're running, we can test drive it without having a battery and all that crap I had last time on the roof. So yeah, slot this on the other side, tighten all the clamps up. That's the end of this nice real quick video. Happy ho! Thank you again, Mr. Mini Spares. Next time round, we will have this thing running. I could run it here, but we're a bit close to walls, and I don't really like the chances. So, otherwise, either this is videos before or after, we'll have done some kind of work on the Saab and trying to fix up that Bodgery, bit of welding, who knows what. So yeah, remember to like and subscribe. If you want more Saab content, please let me know. And if not, we're going to continue with the Mini. See you next time.